Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. I I don't know what the hell I just watched. I never start a podcast off like this or a video like this, but my name is Darnell. This is the I Got Next podcast. I'm reacting now to the second greatest comeback in NBA history. 22 points down with less than 8 minutes left. The Knicks pull off a miracle in game one and beating the Cavs and go up 1-0 in the conference finals. Listen, as you can tell, what side I'm on. I'm so sorry to anybody who's a Cavs fan that clicked on this video. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try and give y'all some praise because I really think that there are some Knicks fans in the community that think like, yo, Knicks in 4, Knicks in 5, and while those obviously now are still on the table, I don't think that's gonna happen. But the way the Cavaliers came into this game, let's just start there. Before we get to overtime, I'm just going to walk back how I felt going into this game. I felt confident. The Knicks did not come out shooting the ball well, which again, expected. It was the rest versus rust thing, and I'm sick of it for 9 days, and we're finally over it. Cavaliers came in, neither team shooting the ball well, turned the ball over left and right. That's just how the Cavaliers play and how the Knicks playing after not playing for a week. And when the Cavs figured out the turnovers, it's like second quarter, like they really figured it out. I have the box score. I'm gonna be looking at my computer left and right. They scored 32 points in the second quarter. They were able to move the ball and start knocking down some of their threes. Where the Knicks, I think, ended the half 2 for 19 from 3. So I knew if the Cavaliers could just clean up the turnovers, if the Knicks can't knock down shots, this should be a blowout. And it was going that way for most of the game. Third quarter, Cavs scored 35 points. Again, the Knicks scored 23 points in every single quarter except the fourth. And overtime, obviously, but 23 points exactly every single quarter up until the fourth quarter. Cavaliers did an amazing job on defense. We all knew Jared Allen would be guarding Josh Hart, and Josh Hart would have to knock down threes, and that just did not happen in this game. And by him not allowing to make the Cavs pay for leaving him open, Jared Allen was just able to roam in the paint and stop everything. And there's a couple possessions in the third quarter, I believe, where you see Cat being guarded by James Harden. And as a fan, when you watch that, you're asking yourself, why is Cat just not attacking the basket? Which he tried to a couple times. He had a travel on one. I don't know if it was in the third quarter, but something like that. And when you watch that, you have to understand, because Josh Hart's on the floor, Jared Allen's in the paint. So while Cat, yes, has a size advantage over Harden, it's not an efficient shot for him to just shoot over James. He wants to get past him. But when you have a deterrent in the paint, he can't just do that. So Mike Brown, we go to the fourth quarter. Mike Brown does the thing that I'm like, at halftime, I'm thinking, when do you go to a all shooting lineup? Because they neutralized Mitch in that third quarter as well. That third quarter was nasty. Knicks scored third quarter, again, 23 points, like I said. But the Cavs go to hack and Mitch. Knicks are completely out of rhythm. And the whole time while I'm watching this, I'm like, dude, like if they can just get it down to like 10, they got a shot in the fourth quarter. And they didn't get it down to 10, and they were down, I think, 17 or 16 or something like that going into the fourth. And then 4 minutes in, fourth quarter, it still looks bad. And Mike Brown goes to Landry Shamet. And this was a question that I had going into this because I knew Jared Allen would be guarding Josh Hart. Can you spread the floor out? Could it be Shamet? Could it be Deuce? He had a great game in game 4 against the Sixers. Goes to Landry Shamet, and the entire game changes. Jalen Brunson goes dumb. Like, Jalen Brunson goes clear the hell off in that fourth quarter. I'm going to give you some crazy ass numbers that I'm just looking up right now. But doing that, and also the Cavs just allowing, just saying, here, take it, by allowing James Harden to get switched on to Jalen Brunson. And in that matchup, Jalen Brunson, I've watched Jalen Brunson for 4 years now. I know when he's ready to go. As soon as he got James Harden on him, that's the play. 4 flat, let Jalen just cook one-on-one. He got a couple layups. I mean, he hit a couple tough baskets off the glass, fading away out of bounds, like hitting some wild shots. And I'm just like, okay, this is good, but we're out of rhythm because we still have nobody else going. It's just Jalen. But sometimes as a fan, watching the game and trying to overanalyze it, it's just got to remember, this is not a normal human being, Jalen Brunson. He's not normal. to be this small and do what he does on a nightly basis. I should be used to it by now, but sometimes I'm just not. And he went down and knocked down big shot after big shot. A huge three right elbow over James, and he just cooking James. And I'm wondering why the hell the Cavaliers aren't calling a timeout to slow him down after the first couple buckets that Jalen got in the paint. So as that continues, and look, I'm probably gonna mess some plays up in the time sequences. The game just ended like 20 minutes ago, so I'm still trying to collect myself. But Mikal Bridges knocked down the big three. Mikal Bridges had a huge steal. I believe it was in the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken. It may have been overtime, but a huge steal where like Donovan Mitchell, he allows Donovan Mitchell to pass the ball to Strus, and he just turns around and steals the ball from Strus. A huge possession. But as that fourth quarter is going on, it seems like to me, as a Cavalier fan, how I would see it, the Cavaliers thought the game was over. They very wrongly, obviously, dissected the situation as saying, we're up 22, they're shooting terrible, we're playing great, we can peel it back a little bit. We just got off of game 7. This team is done. We accomplished the goal in game 1. And they did not remember that who this team actually is. And I didn't remember, to be completely honest, that this team does not stop at any point in time. They do not stop. And that player, Jalen Brunson, does not stop. It doesn't matter what's going on. He's going to continue to fight and try to knock down shots and get close and chip away and give his team a chance. And once the Cavaliers felt that type of pressure and the weight of the Garden just bearing down on them as the Knicks started to make that run, that was the game. And the Knicks, Jalen Brunson outscored, going into overtime, outscored the Cavaliers 17-11 by himself for 12 minutes and 49 seconds. 17-11, one player versus 5. The Cavaliers scored 3 points in overtime. Knicks scored 14. The Knicks did not play a good game. Point blank period. Did not play a good game. 7 minutes, 49 seconds. That's all they had to do to put their force on this game and make the Cavaliers nervous. This is an all-time choke by the Cavaliers. And the reason why I say this is an all-time choke by the Cavaliers, listen, I'm going to read you off some stats here from everybody else. OG Anunoby, in 34 minutes, who I thought might have been cooked in the series because he wasn't out there in the fourth quarter. And then when I saw him go up for that dunk, even though he got fouled, I knew he was fine. Like, he had ice on the leg the whole time, and I'm just thinking he might be done for this series if he looks this bad and he can't even play barely in the second half. But he goes 1 of 6 from 3, 2 of 9 from the field. Karl-Anthony Towns, who looked bothered by Evan Mobley in this defense, and they look flustered the entire time. Spent way too much time on the court with Josh Hart, in my opinion. But 13 points out of Cat, 6 of 14, 1 of 5 from 3. Turned the ball over 7 times. Josh Hart, 13 points. I thought Josh played okay at times. Obviously, the threes were a problem, but you just have to live with those at most times. Mikal, I thought, had a great game in 42 minutes. He had 18 points on 7 of 11. Obviously, Jalen does what he does, but the Knicks don't get anything really from their bench. I'm sorry, I'm looking off camera. But, like I said, Landry Shamet, 17 minutes. He hits 3 threes. I mean, Mitch, they kind of neutralized him. He only played 14 minutes. So there's a lot of numbers that the Cavaliers are going to look at tomorrow and ask themselves how the hell they lost this game. And maybe you just chuck that up to Jalen Brunson cooked us and we got too tired at the end of the game to put them away. And now they know going forward that they need to make sure they put this team away. However, my thought would be, as a Knicks fan, and again, bias, my thought would be we played as good as we could at home, on the road to beat this team. And they still came back and beat us. So what happens in game 2 if they start off a little hotter than they did and look more like the Knicks from 9 days ago as opposed to the 9 days after? How are we going to combat that when you have Evan Mobley missing threes? And honestly, I really think the Knicks need to be content with Evan Mobley knocking down threes. He's going to have to knock down 7 threes to beat them. I'm perfectly fine with leaving him open. But I thought the Cavs played a great game for 3 quarters and 4 minutes and 9 seconds, whatever the math is. They played a great game, and they should have won this game. ESPN had them at a 99.9% probability to win the game up until 7 minutes and 49 seconds. And then Jalen Brunson happens. Just absolutely incredible. I don't know how the Cavaliers, oh, by the way, that Sam Merrill shot, when I tell you the PTSD in my heart, I cannot take these games like this. My wife is watching this game with me. She doesn't really watch basketball like that. And she's asking me, how the hell did this happen? And I'm just like, the Cavaliers really thought they had this in the bag. And they don't realize yet that you gotta put the dog down. And maybe they learned that in game two. I thought they made good adjustments. I thought Dean Wade had a really good impact on Jalen Brunson early. But when you lose a game like this, because I know from last year, when you lose games like this that you have in your hand and you blow it, it is really, really hard from a mental standpoint to get back. And for the Knicks to overcome last year, lose last year in that series, come back in this game, not play well, but find a way to dig it out and win this game the way you did and walk the Cavaliers down to win this game, erases last year's game one, at least for now, up until Thursday. It will make you understand that you are capable of making the finals or at least winning the next game. Let's just focus on game two right quick. But that is what's at stake. Game two is huge right now because the Knicks come out any better than they played today, they might win this series. It might be quicker than I think. I said Knicks in 6. I'm going to stick with it because I like what the Cavaliers did to the Knicks early in this game, but I can't believe what the hell I just watched. I really, really can't. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, man. Just that was all right, man. I'm out.